All right, guys, hey, welcome back to 234 in La Casa. So this evening, we're gonna make a good old country pressed ham sandwich like I used to eat when I would go down and visit my relatives in Louisiana. Just a nice pressed ham sandwich. I'm gonna show you all how we make it down in the South and down in the deep, deep country. So I'll bring you all over and show you the ingredients. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all over here in just a second for a good old pressed ham, good old country pressed ham sandwich. See y'all in a second. All right, y'all. So for this pressed ham sandwich, I normally like to have my pressed ham on wheat bread, the cheapest wheat bread you can find. I like little bits of wheat in the bread. It gives it like this rough quality. But when I was at the grocery store, I got Sara Lee honey wheat because it was the cheapest. It was cheaper than the normally that cheap bread. So I just went ahead and got that. But that's the bread that I prefer to use for my little country pressed ham sandwich. And so we're gonna start off with a little bit of butter in a skillet. I'm gonna use my tri-ply skillet, but you can use a cast iron skillet. That's what we used to use when we were growing up as kids, was the cast iron skillet. And then I'm just gonna use some of this cooked ham. I don't remember us using chopped ham when we were growing up as kids. I remember it being cooked, and I don't remember it being like honey ham or anything like that. It was always cooked ham, and it was in a square shape like this, and we would always call it pressed ham. So that's what we're gonna be using. Like I said, we'll start off with just a little bit of butter in the skillet. All right, y'all, I've got my skillet on medium-high heat, and I'm using about a pat of butter, okay? And so we're just gonna place this in the skillet and just kinda, grease the bottom of that skillet with that butter. And then I'll cut open my ham. Okay? And if you notice, like when you get this cheap like ham like this, it's gonna have water in it, okay? So when you open it up, don't worry about it. Some water's gonna come out, it's fine. Because all we're gonna do with this buttered skillet is just kind of heat up this ham a little bit. Not brown it or anything, but just get it where it's kind of cooking. All right, y'all, while this ham is cooking a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it real quick. Yeah, that looks good. Because we're not gonna burn it up like I do my bologna sandwiches. We're just trying to get it kind of heated up a little bit. And while this is cooking on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and get two slices of bread out. And so since these two are a little bit browner, I'm gonna go ahead and take these out because that's exactly the way that I want them to look. It's kind of like with that golden little bit of brown on there. So I'm gonna take those out. All right, and then now we're gonna put some mayonnaise. This is the mayonnaise I'm gonna be using on my bread. Just a thin amount of mayonnaise on that bread, okay? Because we're gonna be frying the bread with the mayonnaise. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it down to medium because I'm about to add my bread. I'm gonna flip this over and see how that's looking. Pretty good. Turn it back over and let this cook just a little bit longer. And we're gonna put this mayonnaise side down into your pan. You don't need to scrape your pan out or anything. We're gonna cook it with that, fry our bread with the residuals from the ham that was fried in there. And then we're gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise on the other side too, because we're gonna flip them and cook them on both sides. And you can add a little bit more butter too to your skillet. If it started to kind of like dry up or whatever, get a little dry, you can add you some more butter. Yeah, it looks good. Turn that over. Now, when we were growing up, we just would eat our pressed ham with just pressed ham and bread. No cheese or anything like that. If you want to add cheese to yours, you can. Okay, that one's ready. Look at that. Looks good. I'm gonna flip it the other way. I like that for that part to be on the outside, the darker part. But we wouldn't add any like mustard or anything to these ham sandwiches. It was just Miracle Whip. All right, I'm gonna take this knife that I put the mayonnaise on there with and slice this. Look at that. That's that good old country pressed ham sandwich. All right, y'all, I decided to go ahead and slap some cheese on there, some Swiss. So I can show y'all what it looks like. So this is the ham with Swiss on it. Here we go. I'll see y'all next time.